Slow repetitions versus fast repetitions. After all, which is better for building muscle? You've certainly heard that performing an exercise slowly and in a controlled manner provides better stimulation for the muscle. But is that really true? In today's video, you'll see all the benefits and drawbacks of both slower and faster repetitions. When it comes to building muscle, the speed of repetitions can play an important role. Both slow and fast repetitions have their specific benefits, and the choice between them may depend on your goals and the phase of your training. Advantages of slower repetitions. Advantage number 1. Greater time under tension. Performing repetitions slowly significantly increases the time that muscles are under tension during an exercise. This increased time under tension is a critical factor in stimulating muscle growth, also known as hypertrophy. When you perform movements slowly, the muscle spends more time working against resistance, which can lead to greater muscle fatigue and, consequently, a stronger adaptive response. The idea is that the increase in mechanical tension and metabolic stress contributes to a greater stimulus for muscle fiber growth. A study published in 2015 in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research investigated the impact of time under tension on muscle growth. 20 trained men were divided into 2 groups. Both groups followed the same resistance training program for 8 weeks, with the only difference being the repetition speed. Group 1 performed repetitions with a tempo of 2 seconds for the concentric phase, which refers to the upward movement, and 2 seconds for the eccentric phase, which refers to the downward movement. Meanwhile, Group 2 performed repetitions with a tempo of 1 second for the concentric phase and 1 second for the eccentric phase. Muscle hypertrophy was measured using ultrasound before and after the training period. The results showed that Group 1, which performed slower repetitions, had a significantly greater increase in muscle thickness compared to Group 2, which performed faster repetitions. To apply these findings to your training, consider incorporating sets with slow repetitions, especially during the eccentric phases of movements. This could involve, for example, lowering the barbell during bench press or squat in a slow and controlled manner, increasing the time your muscles are under tension and potentially stimulating greater muscle growth. Advantage number 2. Greater control over what you're doing. Imagine you're at the gym, lying on the bench for a bench press. You grab the bar with both hands and lift it off the rack. If you perform the movement quickly, you might end up using momentum. The bar moves up and down rapidly, but your muscles aren't really doing all the work. In reality, you're letting gravity and the bar's momentum take part of the effort. That's not ideal. Now imagine doing the same movement, but in a slow and controlled manner. As you lower the bar slowly, you feel every muscle in your chest, shoulders, and arms working. The tension is entirely on your muscles, not on gravity or the bar's momentum. You control every inch of the descent, and as you push the bar back up, you maintain that control. This extra control means you're maximizing the effectiveness of the exercise. Your muscles are being truly challenged, which is crucial for muscle growth. Additionally, you have more time to adjust your form during the movement. If something isn't right, you can notice and correct it before it becomes a problem. For example, if your elbows are flaring too much to the sides or your back is arching, you can adjust your position before completing the repetition. This level of control and constant adjustment helps prevent injuries and ensures you're working your muscles in the most effective way possible. Number 3, mind-muscle connection. This concept might seem a bit abstract, but it is fundamental for maximizing your gains at the gym. Imagine you're doing a dumbbell biceps exercise. If you simply lift and lower the weight without thinking much, you might be working the muscle, but you're not getting the full benefit of the exercise. Now, if you slow down and really focus on each phase of the movement, something magical happens. When you perform the movement slowly, you have time to feel every part of the exercise. You feel the muscles stretching as you lower the dumbbell and contracting as you lift. It's as if you're directly talking to your muscles, telling them exactly what you want them to do. This conversation is mind-muscle connection in action. Why is this important? Well, when you are more aware of what your muscles are doing, you can ensure that they are working correctly. You are not just moving the weight from point A to point B. You are activating the specific muscle fibers you want to work. This not only improves the effectiveness of the exercise, but also can help prevent injuries. This connection can also be extremely motivating. Feeling your muscles working intensely with every repetition gives you a sense of control and focus. You are completely present in the exercise, which can transform an ordinary workout into a much more engaging and productive experience. To practice this, next time you do an exercise, try to slow down and really concentrate on the muscle that is working. If you're doing a bench press, feel your chest muscles contracting as you push the bar up. If you're doing a squat, feel your quadriceps and glutes activating as you lower and rise. At first, it might seem a little strange or difficult, but over time, this mind-muscle connection will become more natural. Remember, the quality of the movement is just as important as the amount of weight you lift. Now that you know the advantages of slow repetitions, let's look at the disadvantages, because not everything in life is perfect. Disadvantage number 1. Much greater fatigue. If you've ever tried doing an exercise slowly, you know exactly what I'm talking about. As you lift the dumbbell more slowly, you feel your muscles burning. When you finally reach the top and start lowering it slowly, the burning sensation increases even more. This type of fatigue is more intense than what you feel with fast movements because, as we explained, slow repetitions keep your muscles under tension for a longer time. It's like holding a weight for an extended period. Your muscles are forced to work harder to maintain control of the movement. This prolonged tension leads to greater muscle fatigue, which is great for muscle growth, but has its downside. Greater fatigue means your muscles get tired faster. You might find that after just a few slow repetitions, you're already exhausted. This can limit the total volume of your workout. If you normally do 3 sets of 12 repetitions with slow reps, you may find that you can only do 8 or 10 before your muscles give out. This limitation can be frustrating, especially if you like feeling that you've completed a full workout with many sets and reps. Additionally, if you're trying to increase muscular endurance or work with a higher number of repetitions, quick fatigue can make it harder to achieve those goals. But remember, even if you do fewer reps or sets, each repetition is being maximally effective. It's quality over quantity. Keep in mind that sometimes less can be more. Disadvantage number 2. Lower cardiovascular stimulus. When you're doing a strength training workout, you're not just working your muscles. Your heart is also in action, pumping blood more forcefully to deliver oxygen and nutrients to the working muscles. This is an important benefit because it helps improve your cardiovascular health while strengthening your muscles. Now, imagine you're performing a weightlifting exercise quickly, like an intense circuit of squats and push-ups. Your heart starts beating faster, you begin to sweat, and your breathing becomes heavier. These signs indicate that your cardiovascular system is being challenged, which is great for heart health and calorie burning. On the other hand, when you do slow repetitions, the cardiovascular intensity isn't the same. Slow and controlled movements tend not to raise your heart rate as much. Think of walking compared to running. When you walk, your heart beats a little faster, but nothing compared to when you're running. Similarly, slow repetitions are like a walk for your heart, while fast repetitions are more like a run. Now let's talk about the advantages and disadvantages of fast repetitions. Advantage number 1. Higher training volume. Performing repetitions quickly allows for a greater number of reps and sets within a given period, which results in an increase in total training volume. Training volume is a key metric in resistance training and hypertrophy, representing the total amount of work performed in a workout session. It is generally calculated by summing factors like the number of sets, repetitions, and the weight lifted. When movements are performed quickly, the time spent on each repetition is reduced. This means that instead of spending several seconds on each rep, practitioners can complete the movement in a fraction of that time. As a result, more repetitions can be performed within a fixed period. Additionally, the shorter duration of each repetition allows for shorter rest periods between sets, since the body doesn't reach extreme levels of muscular and cardiovascular fatigue as quickly. This increase in total training volume can have several benefits. First, a higher training volume is directly associated with a more intense stimulus for muscle hypertrophy. Studies show a positive correlation between training volume and muscle growth, as long as proper recovery is allowed. Second, a higher training volume can also improve muscular endurance, allowing muscles to work for longer periods before reaching fatigue. If you have a very busy schedule and little time to train, this can be a great option. In an environment where workout time may be limited, the ability to perform more work in less time is extremely valuable. This not only maximizes the use of available time, but also makes workouts more dynamic and less monotonous, improving adherence to the exercise program. Advantage number 2, higher calorie burn. When you perform exercises with fast repetitions, your body has to work more intensely. Imagine doing a set of rapid squats. Your heart starts beating faster, you begin to sweat more, and your breathing becomes heavier. These are clear signs that your body is burning more calories. Why does this happen? Fast movements elevate your heart rate, meaning your heart is pumping blood more forcefully to supply oxygen to the working muscles. This increase in heart rate is similar to what you experience during aerobic exercises like running or cycling. As a result, your body uses more energy, that is, burns more calories, to sustain the effort. Additionally, when you perform fast movements, you're engaging more muscles at once and more intensely. Think of a high-intensity workout with burpees or jumping jacks. These exercises combine strength and cardio, increasing your body's energy demand. As a result, you're not just working your muscles, but also boosting your metabolic rate during and after the workout. This extra calorie burn can be especially beneficial if you have limited time to train. Instead of spending an hour at the gym, you can do a short and intense 20 to 30-minute workout with fast repetitions and still burn a significant amount of calories. This makes training more efficient and accessible for those with a busy schedule. It's also worth mentioning the afterburn effect, known as excess post-exercise oxygen consumption. After an intense workout with fast repetitions, your body continues to burn calories while recovering. This means you're burning extra calories even after finishing your workout, which is a great bonus. So, if your goal is to burn more calories and lose weight, incorporating fast repetitions into your training can be an excellent strategy. Disadvantages of fast repetitions. Disadvantage number 1, higher risk of injuries. It's important to understand that while fast movements can be great for developing explosive strength and burning calories, they can also be dangerous if not performed correctly. Let's use the squat as an example. If you go down and up quickly, it can be tempting to rely on momentum and speed to complete the movement. However, this rush can compromise your form. For example, you might fail to keep your spine in the correct position, your knees might move inward or outward improperly, or you might not squat deep enough, meaning your muscles aren't being worked as they should. When form is compromised, the risk of injury increases significantly. Fast and uncontrolled movements can put excessive stress on joints, ligaments, and tendons instead of the muscles. This can lead to a range of problems, from minor strains and sprains to more serious injuries like ligament tears or spinal issues. Another point to consider is that during fast movements, it can be harder to maintain focus and body awareness. When you're moving quickly, it's easy to lose control and not notice that your form is deteriorating. This is especially dangerous when using heavy weights, as the added load increases the strain on your body. Additionally, fatigue can set in more quickly during fast repetitions, which can also lead to a loss of form. When muscles start to tire, maintaining proper technique becomes more difficult, and the risk of injury rises. This means that while you may be doing more reps in less time, you're also exposing yourself to a greater risk of getting hurt. Disadvantage number 2, keeps the muscle under tension for a shorter time. Since we've already explained that greater time under tension happens during slower repetitions, there's not much to break down here. It's basically the opposite. Now that you know exactly the advantages and disadvantages of both types of repetitions, which one is the best for building muscle? And the answer is both. When it comes to building muscle, there's no single perfect approach for everyone. Both slow and fast repetitions have their unique benefits, and combining these two techniques may be the most effective strategy. That's why we're going to briefly explore 3 approaches and how you can integrate both to maximize your results. 1. Split by phases. Dividing your training into phases can be a smart way to take advantage of the benefits of both slow and fast repetitions. During hypertrophy phases, where the goal is muscle growth, focusing on slow repetitions can be extremely beneficial. On the other hand, in strength and power phases, incorporating fast repetitions is crucial. 2. Mixed method. Another effective technique is the mixed method, where you combine both speeds within the same exercise. For example, when doing a bench press, you can lift the bar quickly and lower it slowly. This method provides the best of both worlds: explosiveness and rapid strength in the upward phase, and time under tension and muscle control in the downward phase. This not only maximizes muscle stimulation, but also helps prevent injuries, as you have more control during the most critical part of the movement. 3. Variety. Incorporating variety in repetition speed is an effective strategy to prevent muscle adaptation. If you always follow the same type of training, your muscles adapt and progress can stall. Alternating between slow and fast repetitions keeps your muscles constantly challenged, promoting continuous growth. For example, you can dedicate 1 week to high-intensity training with fast repetitions, and the following week to slow and controlled repetitions. With these 3 possibilities in mind, you can structure your training plan by dividing it weekly or per workout, such as: Week 1, focus on hypertrophy with slow repetitions. Week 2, focus on strength and power with fast repetitions. If you prefer to incorporate both into the same workout, you can divide it as follows. Part 1. Exercises with a fast concentric phase and a slow eccentric phase. Part 2. Exercises with fast repetitions to develop explosiveness. Don't forget to always change the exercises and repetition speeds every 4 to 6 weeks to keep your muscles constantly adapting. In the end, the most important thing is to figure out which of these stimuli both you and your body respond to best, and then apply them. We hope everything was clear, and if you want to know the 10 everyday things that tank your testosterone levels, don't miss the video that's popping up on your screen right now. Thanks for watching, and may God bless you, my friend.